You are listening to KSG Podcast. This is a short, crisp, concise, exam-oriented, edited editorial for civil services aspirants. In this podcast, we are going to talk about Jammu and Kashmir delimitation and what does it mean. Source for the content is Vaibhavi Khanwalkar's article for the Deccan Herald. A 3-member panel in May 2022 submitted its final report for the delimitation of assembly and parliamentary constituencies in embattled Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, what the exercise means and how it was carried out. Delimitation is the act of redrawing the boundaries of a constituency that votes for a Lok Sabha seat based on the change in its population over a period of time. Delimitation is intended to level the playing field for political parties or candidates contesting elections and give each assembly seat a fair share of votes. The process can also lead to a change in the overall number of seats that a state or union territory has in its assembly or in the Lok Sabha. The exercise is usually carried out every few years after a census to even out the number of voters for a seat. However, in accordance with the law passed by its state assembly, delimitation was not done for Jammu and Kashmir in over 2 decades. The loss of the erstwhile state's special status has changed the equation. The Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act 2019 increased the number of seats in the erstwhile state. It had 111 seats, 46 in Kashmir, 37 in Jammu, 4 in Ladakh, and 24 seats in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, that is POK. When Ladakh was made into a union territory, Jammu and Kashmir had 107 seats remaining, including the 24 for POK. Before 2019, delimitation of Jammu and Kashmir's parliamentary constituencies was governed by the Constitution of India, and the assembly constituencies were taken care of by the state government. Now, both come under the Constitution of India. All political parties in the erstwhile state have opposed the delimitation. For starters, this exercise is only happening in Jammu and Kashmir, while delimitation for the rest of India has been frozen till 2026. So what has the commission said? Of the 90 constituencies, Jammu will now have 43 seats, while Kashmir's tally will now be 47. A parliamentary constituency has been carved out, combining Anantnag in Kashmir with Rajouri and Poonch in Jammu. This has been done to ensure that each of the 5 parliamentary constituencies has 18 assembly seats. So what do these changes mean? With the new changes, 44% of the state's population residing in Jammu will vote in 48% of the seats, while 56% residing in Kashmir will vote in the remaining 52%. Earlier, Kashmir's population had 55.4% seats and Jammu had 44.5%. So that's it for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. To join KSG India courses and to crack the IELTS exam, visit ksgindia.com. You can also get a PDF of this podcast on ksgindia.com. Thanks for listening and do subscribe to our channel.